The total surface area of a cone of slant height L cm and base radius R cm is 224 pi cm squared. If the ratio of R to L is equal to 2:5, find A correct to one decimal place the value of R, B correct to the nearest whole number the volume of the cone. Take pi to be 22/7. Okay, so this is a question of the total surface area of a cone. So we need the formula for the total surface area of a cone. Remember, the total surface area of a cone has to do with the curved surface area as well as the area of the circular base. Is that okay? So total surface area will become, what's the formula for the curved surface area of a cone? Pi RL. And what's the formula for the circular base? Pi R square. Remember, we are given that the radius of the base is R. So that is the R, and it's still the same R here in the curved surface area. Is that okay? So looking at the question, we are given the total surface area to be 224 pi. Are we given the radius? No, we are not given the radius. Are we given the slant height? No, we are not given the slant height. So I just copy everything down here. The only thing we are given is that there is a ratio. R is to L is equals to 2:5. So I can say that R over L is equals to 2/5. I can actually find something here. I can either make R subject of formula or L subject of formula and then use it. That's the only thing we are given. Okay? So, okay, but let's just reduce this first. I'm seeing pi everywhere, so I can factor pi out. So let's factorize pi out here. So we have what is left here, R times L plus what's left here, R squared. So I can send pi down here and it cancels it out, right? So we have here 224 left is equal to, now the bracket is now open because who locked the bracket is out. Okay, now we can use this. Okay, now if I say R is equals to 2/5 times L and I substitute R here, all my work will be in L, whereas our A says correct to one decimal place we should find the value of R. So I don't want R to disappear just yet, so I'll rather make this subject of formula. So I can here say here from R is to L is equals to 2:5. R over L is equals to 2/5. And now I'm going to send this over here. R times 5/2 is equals to what? Let L go over there and that. Therefore, L is equals to 5/2R. Okay? Then I can now say, putting 5/2R in, I've called this equation 1. Okay, in equation 1. Let's correct this. Putting L is equals to 5/2R. So whenever I see L, I'm going to put 5/2R. So let's go ahead. So 224 is equals to R times what? 5/2R. Is that okay? Plus R squared. Okay? So let's get this. R times R is R squared. So we have 5/2R squared plus R squared. Is that right? Can factorize it out, or I might not. Okay, let's just factorize that out. So we have 5/2 plus, when I factorize that out, 1 is left there. This is 224. Now let's make this one fraction. Okay, LCM 2 into 2, 1 times 5 is 5. This has a denominator 1 into 2 times 1 is 2. So we have here, this equals to what? This 7 over 2. So we have r squared 7 over 2, right? 224 is equals to this. Okay, now let's just make that clean before we proceed. So we have that 7 over 2 r squared is equals to 224. Therefore r squared will be what? 224 times 2 is going to go up over 7. Let's see what we can do. 7 goes to 1, 7 goes into 22, that's 3 times, which is 21. 1 will remain, that's 14, that's 2. So we have that r squared is equal to 32 times 2. So r squared is equal to what? 64, right? So the square root of both sides so square will cancel square root, and then that will be square. What's the square root of 64? 8. So our r is equal to 8 cm, right? So we've gotten our r. Let's go over to b, which says correct to the nearest whole number the value of the volume of the cone. Okay, so b says the volume of the cone. What's the formula for the volume of the cone? The volume of a cone is given by 1 over 3 pi r squared times h, which is the height, not the slant height, the real height. Okay, now this is our cone. We have the real height here, h here, the L is the slant height, and then this is the radius of the base. Now we have our radius, which is 8 cm. We don't have our height, so we can't solve this question. Can't just go straight to finding the volume of the cone. We need the height first. How can we have the height? We only have the radius. How can the radius give us the height? Look at this diagram. Look at this very well. You see here a right angle triangle. Let me draw it out. This is 8 cm, which is the radius. Now you don't have L, and we don't have height. I mean, we had L, we would have used Pythagoras theorem to find the height, right? But we don't have L. Is there anything that can help us find L? Yes, that's same equation 1. Look at this. Look at this equation 1. If I substitute the value of my radius here, the only unknown will be L, and then I can make L subject to formula. Do you see? So let's go ahead and use this equation and find the value of L, so that we can use Pythagoras theorem to find height. So we say, putting r is equal to 8 cm in 1. So that becomes 224 is equals to 8 times L plus 8 squared, right? So we have 224 is equals to 8L plus what's 8 squared? 64. I'm going to send this guy over here. So that becomes 224 minus 64 is equals to 8L. And then what's 224 minus 64? That is 160 is equals to 8L. Now divide both sides by 8. This is 2, this is 0, 8 cancels 8. So we have that 20 is equals to L. Therefore, our slant height is equals to 20 cm. We have this, we have this. So we can use Pythagoras theorem to find the value of h. Is that okay? It says that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of squares of the other two sides. So we have that L square is equal to what? H square plus 8 square. So what's L square? So we have 20 square is equal to H square plus 64. So what is 20 square? That's 400 is equals to h squared plus 64. So let this guy come over here. We have 400 minus 64 is equals to h squared. What's 400 minus 64? That is 336 is equals to h squared. We have square root of that, square root of h squared. So square will cancel square root, and then what's the square root of 336? Punch your calculator. That is 18.33. Therefore, the height is equal to 18.33 centimeters. Now we've gotten our height, we can now go ahead and then find the volume of our cone. Okay, so volume of a cone, like we stated earlier, is 1/3 pi r square h. So that becomes 1/3 times pi was given us 22/7 times what was our radius? It was 8. So we have 8 squared, and what is our height? 18.33. So multiply all the numerators. You have going to have 25,808.64 divided by the only denominators there are just 3 and 7, so that gives you 21. Punch your calculator, your answer is going to be 1228.983. okay, now we are asked to convert to the nearest whole number. So these are whole number, this is where the whole number stops, and then we check the next number is up to 5, so we have to run it up here. So that becomes 1,229 centimeters cubed. That is our answer.